How are we all doing? We are inching very slowly to the end of term here. Kids don't finish till next week, but they are done. They want to finish last week. So we are very much inching them over the finish line and enticing them to go into school. So very tired household at the moment. And very busy end of term sort of stuff going on. I'm sure if you're a parent, you will echo the crazy that happens. Particularly, I've got one child finishing a school and will be starting a new school in September. So there's all of the extra leavers stuff that is happening for him. I just thought I'd hop on. It's been a while. There is lots going on, so I thought I'd just share some of the things that are going on. I've had this song pumping in the background quite loud, which is why it's still going. So the first thing that I've begun work on is the September Dance Day, which I'm very excited about. The Dance Day was going to be in October, but it's moved to September the 13th in Farnham, Surrey. I'd love to see you there. The theme is Goodness of God. It's going to be a lovely time, really exploring God's presence. We're going to be thinking about, let me look at some of my notes, His faithfulness, how He is there through all of our lives, how we can breathe into His presence and His breath can lead and guide us, and laying things down. It really is going to be a fabulous day. You don't have to have lots of experience. You can come and just be, worship as you feel led. Experience individual and group exercises. I'll be teaching some choreography as well, and there'll also be a creative element. I really would love to see you there. Booking is open. Head to the website and you can book now. The other thing that I've sat and done this week, we didn't have a session on Tuesday. Normally Prayer Dance Bites runs every other week, alternating between 9:30 in the morning and 8 p.m. at night. And this week I had scheduled sort of a summer workshop where we would gather online and that we would all learn a dance. But as I've already shared, life is really hectic at the moment. And I decided to listen, to my body, but really to what God was speaking to me. And that was about putting time and space into my week. And so nothing rang on Tuesday. We didn't have Prayer Dance Bites and we didn't have a workshop. However, I put together a fabulous document that you can use at home to experience a Prayer Dance Bites in your own time and space, working at a pace that fits with you. My heart behind this really began right the way back in 2020 when Prayer Dance Bites first started. We began before lockdown even started. And so a lot of what I had planned that year transferred online, and I had to write it and create it in a different way. So one of those things that began was called Soak at Home. And this idea that you can sit and be in God's presence and explore His word and to move and to pray. And sometimes as an individual, that is a really hard thing to do. Oh, I'm just going to have a soak time with God. I'm just going to dwell and be in God's presence. That can feel like an overwhelming thing that you've got to do. And so the idea of Soak at Home is that I would just provide you with some tools and some prompts to do that. And so I've written another one of them, and it's available to download online just at the normal price of Prayer Dance Bites. So yeah, make sure you check that out. It's just a great opportunity to put pause, and you can take as long as you want with it. It might be that you want to dip in and out of it, but generally there's 4 elements to each of them, which is praying, pausing, encountering and moving. And the idea is that you just take your time to look at each of those elements. There's even a prayer that I've written. So sometimes we don't have the words to say for a prayer. And so my prayer just offers you an opportunity to draw into God with an option of a prayer to use. And then there's some movement examples, some song choices. Go check it out. I thoroughly enjoyed writing it. There are others in the pipeline, and particularly over the summer there'll be other opportunities to engage with it. Turning into a little bit of a long update, but it's needed, and it will all go into an email hopefully in the next week. But yes, so that's available online, and I mentioned about August. So there are just 2 prayer dance bite opportunities left this month. Okay, so next Tuesday the 22nd is at 9:30, and then the following week, the 29th, is at 8 p.m. They are our last 2 sessions before we break for August. I never run anything in August. For those of you that have been with me a long time, you'll know that I'm heavily involved in a youth camp that runs down in Studland, Dorset. I'm part of the core team. It takes a lot of time and energy, and so kind of the specific dance and movement related stuff closes down, and my energy goes on helping with this charity and giving my time over to them. Brings me on to something else that I've been working on this morning particularly, which is a prayer trail that I'm going to put together for the site. I'll share a picture of the site. It's a stunning site. We get exclusive use of a field that's about a mile from Old Harry Rocks. It's owned by the National Trust. Bell tents go up, eating marquees, meeting marquees. It's like a pop-up campsite. We do have the luxury of fixed toilets and showers, although when I went as a camper, you would shower beneath the clouds with the cows watching you. So it's all sort of been upgraded in that sense, and there's a cookhouse. But anyway, I'm working on a prayer trail, something that the young people can interact with over the week. To encounter God, encounter his creation and his word and his worship, which is really, really exciting. And I'm also working with another fabulous person, my friend Leanne. Me and Leanne will be leading some of the evening meetings. I'm not leading them because I'm not chaplain this year. The lovely Jess is chaplain this year. But me and Leanne will be sort of topping and tailing, introducing and responding at the end, leading into worship and out of worship, and just kind of generally being a dynamic duo, hopefully, and keeping all 53 young people engaged. It's going to be busy, it's going to be fun, and there is a lot to do in the 2.5 weeks that are left. And one other thing that is trundling on in the background is at the beginning of August, I am joining the National Liturgical Dance Network's conference. I'm going up for one day with a pop-up shop from UC Grace. So I've been creating some new things for that and building my stock because I still keep getting shop orders, which is fantastic.